Hey, what's up, everybody? Wagy tapping in. This is just a little impromptu recording. Didn't hit the gym today, just been at the court, out on adventures, walking around, running around with my son. Yeah, I got my little man with me. Just wanted to have a little impromptu about emotions and kind of the nature of dealing with them. So, from what I'm understanding, there is three kind of areas. There's past, present, and future. And future emotions usually come with fear, anxiety, insecurity, and those can be from various things in regards to financial situation, growing older, living situations, maybe how you're feeling in the present, whether or not you want to keep feeling that feeling moving forward, and things of that nature. Usually in the past, there are good times, but there is hurt and trauma that you don't want to reflect on. So for most people, like I was speaking with a couple of my brothers, and there's anger back there. There's anger that's being held on to for various reasons that might not come to light unless you really choose to open up. And then upon opening up, some of the things, once you identify them, you'll have to find the strength, the courage, and the motivation to unhook yourself from those things so you can let it rest in the past behind you. Because it serves you no purpose in your present, and it definitely won't serve you in your future. For the other side, there could be trauma from any side really. It could be trauma or pain from how a parent, sibling, partner made you feel, in regards to dealing with arguments, yelling, blowouts, disagreements that never got resolved, resentment that's built up, and you're harboring that. That's gonna also prevent good feeling projections moving forward, due to the fact that that's how it's felt in the past, and if I'm retaining those feelings now, that might be how I feel in the future. And how those emotions kind of drive decision making. I've dealt with those as well. Luckily, I've been blessed enough to, despite how I might be feeling at the time, to make solid choices that would serve me in the future, because I've always had a vision. A friend of mine, we'll call her Honey Pot. A friend of mine asked me, why particularly you say you're on a king's path, and it's because I'm choosing to have that path for myself, and really that path is going to be unique and come with its own challenges, because I'm going to be facing a lot of things by myself. And even this particular journey through shedding some of my own anger, letting go of some of my past hurt, dealing with some of my emotion, learning about how people identify, process, and express said emotions. This is all self-journey. Definitely reach out, and I express, I speak to my dad a lot, I speak to my brother. I use avenues that are available to me, but what I don't do is request solutions from them. Remember, I'm always sharing what my issue is, and then what my action plan is in regards to that issue. Bubbies, I need you to stop, please. What my action plan is in regards to said issue, and then how my progress is going with the action plan that I've chose to put in play for myself. So I get to, again, use these avenues that are available to me when they have the time, and I take advantage of that time. Somebody giving you the time to listen and hear is a priceless asset for you. And it can come from many different areas, but you want to make sure that you're selecting the proper tool for the job. You don't want to overburden the wrong person, because this might impact how they're feeling. Or they might not be able to separate themselves, especially if they haven't done the work. They might not be able to separate themselves from what you're particularly expressing, which is okay. You can't fault people for that. That's the thing that I'm learning more and more, and that I'm understanding perception of other people's perspective. It's along the lines of empathy. But perspective is how you see. Perception is how the other person sees that other side. So that's along the lines of empathy for sure. So I get to take advantage of this now. And again, my quest is to become more of a whole human being. Not just a man, a human being. I want to understand much more about life so that I can live better and encourage the people around me to do the same and lead with that example. Remember, true leadership skills are going to emanate from you. I've had them. I developed a lot of my confidence in my youth. I might have seen in a previous video, I was a country kid. Grew up raising, breaking, riding horses. So that's going to build a lot of confidence working with a rather large animal like that can crush you as a boy. And then, growing up in that kind of ranch environment, I got to learn the value of hard work, almost for, we'll call it very little pay. My grandpa was generous enough to give us something for the efforts. But hard work, learning to do the work, not be afraid of doing the work, and knowing that it's going to be difficult at times. And to face that still kind of with a smile. Over my life, kind of where anger and resentment built up was me thinking that I had to shoulder other burdens that weren't my responsibility. And I carried that through my life for a long time. Remember, if you're coming from an impoverished area, there's that hustle mentality and you want to band together. Thankfully, I never got involved in the gang stuff, but we're definitely out here working. I was up on 2 jobs. I was making mad overtime, probably ruined my first part of my life with a credit card around the age of 21, 22. And I messed my credit up. I had to run from some debt. Like I said in my video 214, I spent that amount of time behind bars reflecting, and that kind of helped shed a lot of that anger, but you get back into trying to help other people, because in there you're doing it, but you guys are kind of all on the same page. Out in society, the world that I'm accustomed to is a little bit different. So taking on any kind of relationship is almost assuming a burden. You guys are gonna assume the burden for each other. Thankfully, one thing that I was taught in my younger years, I was taught that love is an action. It's a verb, it's a choice. It's something that you do. It's not just a feeling. Because sometimes you're gonna have to fight feelings to truly love somebody. And then again, checking into Orion Terabin and his outlook on that, I made a personal choice to become love. So I give it freely. I love everybody. I've always had a faith in humanity. You know, I've spoke about that in a previous video as well. I've always had a faith in humanity and people. I understand the things that we're capable of. Now I have a greater understanding of why, looking at how these emotional foresights could cause decisions to be made that you might not understand. I don't like it, Lovis. Thank you. People think differently. People view their lives through a different lens. You know what I'm saying? The accolades could mean nothing based on how you feel. That's for anybody. And then again, one of the burdens of that is if you're not self-aware to guide yourself through some of these things. Because identifying that you have an issue is going to be a problem for some people because it means that you're not operating correctly. And that might mean that you have to fix something. And that could be painful. One, because you might have to go back to a place where hurt exists. You might have to relive some of those experiences and communicate about them. You might have to acknowledge that you've made some poor decisions as a result of harboring feelings. But the gift is that you can get to correct that moving forward, to potentially prevent and break cycles. And that should allow you'll get to feel better about yourself and be clearer about decisions that you want to make moving forward to better your situation. So I got to learn these things. I got to come to terms with these things. I've got to process and deal with the ton of pain and anger that I was harboring and holding on to. I've lost a great deal of things that I wanted. I mean, I still have pain, maybe a little bit of sadness in regards to that, because you can't go back and change decisions that have already been done. But there's a little bit of clarity in regards to what happened and closure that comes with that. And then again, knowing that moving forward, you can always change your future. That's the beautiful part. You'll get to change the most important part because the past is done, it's already happened, but your future is always coming. And you get to take full advantage and charge of your future and shape it to be as bright as you would like it to be. Or, you know, if you're into that, it can be as dark as you want. I'm not sure. It's however you want to live your life. You know, but getting to the space where I am now, getting to exist in this space, getting to be present, getting to be happy, getting to exude awesomeness, getting to have my mentality to become unstoppable, getting to have my mindset to be righteous and live on a king's path, raise a kingdom, take care of the people that I value, protect things and people that I value, concepts. One of the questions that Honey Pot got me talking about was, you know, what I value. I asked her what she valued, you know, and she was like, is this a job interview? like, no, but like, you know, at this point in my life, and this is something that I had, but I didn't understand why. I value this. And the things that come with this are a nurturing spirit. Again, you see me out here with my little man. Y'all have caught me out with my daughter as well. I value my nurturing spirit. Remember, I have the plants all around my house as well. Oh man, I got another new one too. They keep coming. I'm blessed for sure. I value that nurturing spirit. I value the courage that I have to still care and trust. I value the strength that I have to forgive. I value the pain that I've gone through to gain the wisdom that I have now. I value the peace that I get to exist in. I value the paradise that I was allowed to create for myself. I value the good and the bad. I'm thankful for all the things that have happened throughout my life because I've got to learn, grow, and develop as a result of all of it as a whole. So I value this. And I'm going to continue to stay on that path because there's people and things in this world that I care and value for and want to protect. This is why I share. This is why I try to communicate so my experience could guide somebody else to find a path for yourself as well. And just becoming more attractive universally, like I spoke to you about my car broke down and, Michael showed up out of nowhere to help a brother out. Resonating on that higher frequency, just literally calling something from the universe. Could be a coincidence, could be a law of attraction. Two things can be true at the same time. So I value that. I value that I have got to overcome my emotions or learn how to better process them so that I can better understand and spot other people's emotions and connect with them on that level as well. I value these things. They're very important to me because this is gonna be a valuable asset throughout the rest of my life. Because remember, there's people and things that I want to take care of, and the people are going to have feelings, and I might have feelings in regards to those people, so it'll allow better communication. We'll call her Twinkle Toes. Like, I have better communication with this individual as well, due to the fact I've created a safe space and environment in and of myself to allow things to be said and not allow them to move me, to just accept hearing information. These things matter. These things are pivotal to healthy relationships in all forms and facets. I value that. Appreciate you guys tuning in if you made it this far. Hope you guys got anything from it of relevancy. And again, lay your trains on your track to continue to forge a path that's going to brighten your future and help you alleviate some of the burden and baggage of the past. Reggie's out.